I'm making one up!
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the Broadway musical love stories we didn't see coming. There are some spoilers ahead, so be warned.
I'm still free. Take a chance on me.
Sorry.
Number 10, Lulu and Gordy, Shucked. If you've heard any song from this recent show, it's probably independently owned. It's a barn burner of an I Am song, originated on Broadway by the vocal powerhouse Alex Newell.
Operated, modulated, celebrated, liberated, calculated, educated.
Lulu is pursued by a con man doctor named Gordy. She is uninterested, even downright antagonistic towards him throughout the show. Through a series of miscommunications, he ends up with Lulu's cousin instead. Their tension continues, only turning mutually flirtatious in the second act.
Well, sometimes it's hard to look away.
Maybe she's not as independent as she thought. After everything is revealed, we find out Lulu actually is into him after all, and the show has been narrated in part by their grandchild. Number 9, Rose and Herby, Gypsy. Rose is not necessarily interested in romance. Actually, the only thing she's concerned with is making sure her daughters become stars and living vicariously through them.
Nobody knows June like I do, and no one can do for her what I can.
Mama, this is my chance to be an actress. Mr. Granziger can make me a star.
You are a star, and I made you one.
Meeting Herby, a talent agent, seems like just another tactic to get her girls on the vaudeville stage. But it's incredibly surprising to actually watch the two develop a real relationship.
Rose, honey, you still got Herby. You can marry me, and I promise you, you won't have one single worry the rest of your life. Don't you want that?
Yes. Oh, Mama, say yes.
Of course, it's completely doomed by Rose's obsession with stardom, and she will ruin everyone's lives in the process. But for a while there, you actually start to think Herby's convinced her to settle down and be content.
Don't leave, Herby. I need you.
What for?
A million things.
Just one would be better.
Number 8, Trina and Dr Mendel, Falsettos. When this tragicomic musical begins, Trina's not in a great place, admittedly. She's just been left by her husband Marvin for another man.
Oh, sure, I'm sure he did his best. I mean, he meant to be what he was not. The things he was are things which I forgot. He's a queen, I'm a queen. Where is my crown? I'm breaking down.
She deals with this in a myriad of ways, including aggressively chopping carrots and bananas while in a full-on musical tailspin. But it's her ex's psychiatrist who helps her start to move on from her heartache.
I think she's holding it so tenderly, I'll probably faint. If so, I'd rather die in this position than remain the saint. You think you know I'm not, although I must be showing better than the norm. Restraint.
His methods of getting to know her are a little unconventional and perhaps even unethical. Still, he proposes to her out of nowhere. She accepts and they both seem pretty happy with the arrangement. Just chalk it up to a meet-cute that's fine as long as it stays on the stage.
I'm not a giant man, good, but I'll love you until I die.
Number 7, Evan and Zoe, Dear Evan Hansen.
Everything you said in your speech, everything you've done, you don't know how much you've given all of us, my family, me.
Dishonesty spins out of control in this controversial musical about a boy with social anxiety and the lies he tells about a deceased classmate he barely knew. Evan's stories, untrue as they are, bring a grieving family comfort and gets him closer to the boy's sister, Zoe.
And he wondered how he learned to dance like all the rest of the world isn't there. But he kept it all inside his head. What he saw, he left unlistened.
Some Some find the entire thing way too problematic to even engage with, but one thing you can't deny is that Evan and Zoe's romance is anything but typical musical fare. The shadow of his lies and the memory of her late brother hang over their doomed love, ultimately coloring our perceptions of their relationship.
What if it's us? What if it's us and only us? And what came before won't count anymore or matter.
Number 6. Tata and Mother, Ragtime.
One so fair, and the other lithe and dark, sudden joy and sudden spark.
This ensemble piece presents a cross-section of America at the dawn of the 20th century, with a large cast made up of different ethnic and racial groups. At the start of Ragtime, Mother is in a stifling marriage to Father, but social convention keeps her there. She and Tata, an Eastern European Jewish immigrant, meet briefly in the first act and seemingly part forever.
Where two ships passing at a distance in the darkness, one coming to America.
They reconnect in the second act due to their children's budding friendship, and they fall in love themselves. Their affection is a signal not just of their own personal journeys, but also the shifting American culture that fuels the entire show.
Silhouetted by the blue, one like me and one like you.
Number 5. Donna and Sam, Mamma Mia. On the eve of her daughter's wedding, Donna is faced with 3 lovers from her past.
You always knew how to make an entrance.
I better be dreaming you better not be here.
She has no idea her daughters invited these men to Greece, thinking one is the father she never knew. It's pretty obvious one of them will rekindle their relationship with Donna, but which one will it be? At first, it's kind of a toss-up as to who Sophie's dad is, let alone who Donna will catch feelings for again. It's not really clear until the second act, when she and Sam, the architect, start to relive their glory days. Also surprising and pretty out of nowhere is when her friend Rosie ends up with her other ex, Bill.
We can go dancing,
We can go walking.
this way together.
Number 4. Dawn and Ogie, Waitress.
With or without whipped cream?
You choose. I trust you implicitly. But if you do choose that whipped cream, I would love it on the side, not touching the pie.
I hate it when it touches the pie.
No, it's soggy's the crust.
Yeah, and you can't control the whipped cream to pie ratio to create the perfect pie.
This Sarah Bareilles-penned musical has all kinds of surprising relationships. If you have no idea about the story going in, Jenna's fling with her OBGYN Dr. Pomander probably seems crazy enough. Later in the show, diner server Becky and her boss are caught mid-hookup. But the award for most unexpected and unexpectedly charming love story in the show has to go to waitress Dawn and Ogie, the nerdy and eccentric man she met online.
Oh, gonna love you so. You'll learn what I already know. I love you means you're never, ever, ever getting rid of me.
She thinks their date was a disaster. He thinks he met his soulmate. They finally bond over their offbeat interests and more off-kilter declarations of love.
1 if by land, 2 if by sea.
And I, on the opposite shore, will be.
Number 3. Fräulein Schneider and Herr Schultz, Cabaret.
I will dress now. Herr Schultz has been kind enough to invite me to join him for a glass of schnapps for New Year.
And a little fruit.
And after all, why not?
If the movie starring Liza Minnelli is your only exposure to the classic Kander and Ebb musical set in Berlin, you might be surprised to find out the show is very different. Sally Bowles is still a major character, but the most haunting and heartbreaking couple consists of her landlady, Fräulein Schneider, and a tenant, fruit merchant Herr Schultz. He brings her a pineapple to demonstrate his affection, touching off a sweet romance.
It's a gift a young man would present to his lady love. It makes me blush.
There's no one. No one in the whole of Berlin who is more deserving. If I could, I'd fill your entire room with pineapples.
The mismatched pair are eventually ripped apart by the encroaching anti-Semitic Nazi regime. Schneider ultimately breaks off their engagement, defending her painful decision to call things off due to Schultz's Jewish identity. She chooses safety over a potentially dangerous future.
What would you do if you were me?
Number 2. Eliza and Henry, My Fair Lady.
Well, if you was a gentleman, you might ask me to sit down, I think. Don't I tell you I'm bringing you business?
Pickering, should we ask this baggage to sit down, or should we just throw her out of the window?
Phonetics professor Henry Higgins berates and condescends to a young woman he essentially picked up off the streets of London for hours. They fall in love by the end. Considering Eliza Doolittle also finds herself pursued by a charming socialite named Freddie, this is genuinely surprising.
Freddie? That poor devil who couldn't get a job as an errand boy, even if he had the guts to try for it? Woman, don't you understand? I've made you a consort for a king!
Anyone familiar with the play the musical's based on would also be confused, because in George Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion, Eliza does gear up to marry Freddie. But through all their bickering and devastating insults, she and Henry somehow end up growing accustomed to each other enough in the production to have us rooting for them.
Eliza? Where the devil are my slippers?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Christine and the Phantom, Love Never Dies.
Once upon another time, our story had only begun.
Many fans swear that opera singer Christine Daae was as in love with the Phantom as he was with her, yet the text of the original show doesn't necessarily support that. So imagine our surprise when the sequel, Love Never Dies, finally hit the stage after years.
And I fell to you, and I heard those ravishing refrains.
This show tells us that not only did Christine reciprocate his feelings, but that the two had an offstage affair that resulted in a love child named Gustave. This may be a win for those who wanted them to be together, but it's arguably shocking in its brazen unfaithfulness to the original. There's a lot of logistical and emotional hoops to jump through here, making it a truly unexpected love story.
Give me breath, give me life, sing for me, or I will take from you everything you have ever loved.
No, you can't.
Oh, but I can.
Did your favorite musical make the list? Tell us in the comments.
I'm grateful indeed for your gracious bestowment. Yes, Wadsworth, I told you. Be just a moment.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.